Hey, this is Charmin and welcome back. Today, you get a sneak peek of me just going through how to trade Bitcoin using the MACD. Go to Bitcoin, and I'm doing Bitcoin just because it's Saturday and Bitcoin is moving. A couple of things that I want to talk about kind of simultaneously. Support, resistance, and trend line along with the MACD. Notice the MACD is the one that I did not take off. I'm going to go here. When we're looking at price, we want to know what is the overall direction that price is going. Even though price is going up, it dipped a little bit, it went up, it dipped a little bit, it went up. Overall, it's going up. And then overall was going down, and then overall was going up, and then overall is going down. So you have what is called pullbacks or flags. You have small flags here, and then you have big flags there. Does anybody not see them? Flags are shaped like this. It goes with the trend and then it pulls back. This is price buying up. Then it turned like a roller coaster ride and it sells down. Good morning, sweetheart. Does anybody not see that? That this and this is the same thing. Notice when I go down to my MACD, it's also here. And there. These are all the same. Do we all see that? Yes or no? Now, this is the time I need you all to unmute and talk. This is the interactive part.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So my MACD works like an echo. You know when you were kids and you would just like go into an empty room and you would yell and you would hear your voice come back, or you would go outside and you would hear your voice come back? But it happens almost at the same time, but not quite. It's a lagging sound, but it happens like right almost with it. That's how your MACD works. It echoes what price is doing at the top. But in the world of Forex, we don't call it an echo indicator. We call it a lagging indicator. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You cannot all just rely totally on your MACD. Your MACD works just as confirmation as to what your analysis is telling you. So here is what we know. Price moves in directions. It's going to move overall, it's going to move up or in an uptrend, or overall price is going to move down in a downtrend. But what price does not do is just go straight up without pulling back or straight down without pulling back. It does not do that. In an uptrend, let's just move that right there. In an uptrend, let's just move that. We can see that price is overall, it's moving up until you get right here. And for the sake of me being able to show you the difference between the two, let's go to Hackenachi. We have where price pulled up and then moved down. Notice, did anybody notice I skipped over that one?
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody going to ask me why I skipped over that one?
Why?
I skipped over that little guy right there because he's a small fry when it comes to my MACD. My MACD has pullbacks as well. I'm going to show you. Price moved up, it pulled back right there. Well, I know here price moved up and it turned red. That's the pullback that I want. I want the flag that matches this. When price is going up, it's green. When price dips to a true flag, it turns red. Now, Let's take a look at this little guy right there. Is that a pullback? Yes, it is. And if I go to a smaller time frame, I'm going to see some red. See? Right there. But if I'm not going back and forth time frame to time frame to time frame, if I am on a particular time frame and that's a time frame I'm trading, I want the MACDs to echo that particular time frame. Can I trade this on a smaller time frame? Yes, I can. But if I'm trading the 1 hour, I want the 1 hour to match where I am. I want the echo of that day, of that time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't hear my niece. My niece is trying to talk to me. What are you saying? Yes, it is definitely. I mean, you can see it with your eyes. It's went against price. So she asked me, is the dark green on the histogram telling me that this is pulling back? With that being said, let me explain what you're looking at down here. This is one of the most popular indicators on TradingView. This is the one indicator that I see one of my mentors use consistently, and these are the parts. MACD stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. We are concerned with the convergence part today. Convergence is the echo that we want. You have histogram, bars, light green, dark green. When it is light green, the momentum, it's showing you the strength of momentum. Notice it's like you're going up a hill or going up the steps. Momentum is really, really going up, and then you get right here, and then you're going downhill. When you start going downhill, two things happen. Your histogram turns dark green, and then you get airspace in there, right there. This is letting me know that the momentum up, price going up, has tired itself out, and now it's ready to go down. And notice you go from light green to dark green with airspace. This white line right here is called your signal line. This is super important because your signal line does one thing to let you know that, yeah, it's a solid move. It does two things rather. It allows you to see airspace. And if you don't know what the airspace is, I will color it in for you. This is airspace. That little black area in there where the histogram does not meet the signal line. It also crosses over this zero line. There's an invisible line right here, and I'll make it a little bit bigger for you. If you can. Put it at 0. Very specific about what I'm teaching you guys. I don't know why it's not letting me see. Okay, whatever. It's a line right here that works like the equator. Okay, when the signal line crosses over the equator, you have moved from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere, from the North Pole to the South Pole, from buying, definitely selling. Now, technically, started selling right here, but it's solidified once it crosses here that yes, I am in sell territory.
Okay, so basically, regardless of what time frame it is, that signal line must cross below the zero line.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. I think
yes.
That's instructive.
And I'm going to show you up at the top what I mean by that, okay, guys? So there is a better time to enter a trade than others. And this is what Stevenson is talking about when he's talking about the retest of MACD. Again, your MACD is an echo of what is happening up at the top. So let's go back and look at this top. Let's just look at this little area right here. So there are moving parts to an uptrend. These are your moving parts. They are called, and you will hear people refer to them as the, let me mute some people. You have an impulse, which means price is just jetted out. It's going. You have a correction, which is your flag or your pullback or your retracement. It's called any one of those three things. So if they're talking about a flag, they're talking about a pullback, and they're talking about a retracement. So you have your impulse, you have a correction, and then you have a continuation. The continuation is what we are interested in when we're buying or selling. Now, the best time to get into a trade is when the correction is over. When the correction is over, then the continuation starts. We want to trade the continuation. Now, here's the kicker though. We can't just trade something because it's going up. This has to be a true formation of a flag pattern. And in order for it to be a valid flag pattern, this end has to stay higher than where it started. It cannot go up and then go lower like that. It has to stay higher. Even if it comes here, it cannot break structure. As long as I have this right here and this is higher than that, price is projected to continue up. We see it right here. We have an impulse, we have a correction, we had a continuation. And your continuation is going to be higher than when your correction started. So it cannot drop lower, but it's going to go higher than this. I will draw it again and I will say it again because I want you to get it, okay? And I'm going to do this for uptrend and then I'm going to go for a downtrend, okay? We see continuation correction. I'm sorry, impulse correction. Notice, I'm counting this one because it dipped down to the red. So when we're looking at it, there are three parts: impulse, correction, continuation. 1, 2, 3. I cannot do 3 unless 1 and 2 act right together. I cannot have a 3 unless 1 and 2 are right. 1 and 2 is only right 1 and 2 if 2 stays higher than 1. Then and only then will I get into a trade. And I will get into a trade when this is over. And the question is, well, when is this over? How do I know when to get in? How do I know that this was not going to at least go down to there? How do I know that it's going to stop right here? This is where your MACD comes into play. Remember, I told you your MACD is momentum. Remember up here when I said, okay, price was rising, and it fell down here? Well, look, price was falling, and it went from dark red to light red and gave me airspace. Now, it tricked some people right here because it knows that people don't like to follow rules. It gave you light red, and somebody's like, okay, I'm ready to start buying. I'm buying up. They got in too early. But if you notice, once you go over here to the red and once you start getting airspace, now I'm pretty good with momentum shifting. Look, it's kept shifting up. So what I do is I get in at the shift of momentum, right at this airspace. Now, if I look here, the airspace right there is where, if I go straight up with a vertical line, right there, this is where my entry would have been. Perfect entry. I've got some money right there. And even though this is Bitcoin, we know that small moves are still substantial. Those that like to trade it, just from here to there. Boom, I'm good. I'm good. Trend line. If you are buying, the trend line goes under price. Boom. Look at that. That's really all Bitcoin has been doing. Been buying up just large pullbacks. Trend line is going to go under price in an uptrend. In a downtrend, we'll just take this one on a smaller time frame. Notice this is the same currency. This is just a smaller time frame. In a downtrend, you want to put your cursor over price. When you're drawing your trend line, you want price to hit your line at least 2 times. At least 2 times. They're hit it once, twice, actually 3 hit for confirmation. Now, do I see a pullback? Yes, I do. But do I see a retest on my MACD? No, I don't. You did not have your signal line crossing through that. Now, if you know how to trade, knock yourself out. But for new people, we want to give you opportunities to win. So we're trying to really, really show you how to break this stuff down. Actually, you do have one, right? You have one right there. I can take that. Let's go here. Oh, I'm supposed to be on Bitcoin. I'm on US 30. How did I get to US 30? Okay. So now let's look at this. When we were in an uptrend, we wanted green to red. When you're in a downtrend, you want red to green. Let me show you what I mean. And sometimes it's easier to work backwards. You have a change in momentum right around here from red to green, right there. That's that green. If I go straight up, I'm going here and I'm going here with it. That's the flag that I want to count. This and this matches. It's the same spot. And where do I enter? I enter right there. Why? Because I have airspace right there. If you don't see it, I'll blow it up. So do you guys see that airspace right there? That lets me know that momentum. I don't switch just because I see dark green now. I want dark green and I want airspace. I got that. So that is letting me know that we're ready to be looking for that movement, that continuation move down. When we're looking down at a downtrend, this is what our flag looks like that. Now I want this to be lower than that. Remember, for an uptrend, we had it like this. This had to be higher than the pole. Now I need this to be lower for a continuation down. We had that. We have price going down. It pulled back. This stayed lower than that. That is definitely lower than that. And look at that. We have all that movement going down for the continuation. Any questions?